He's the co-chair of Jerusalem Open House for Pride and Tolerance. You know, on a serious note here, I kid about, you know, just the level that this parade has become basically a national holiday in the country now, world-renowned, absolutely. You know, there's the economic impact to this here, and 30+ thousand tourists come in for this. Is it a setback for the movement, for the tolerance movement, or is this really just an economic hit?
I don't think it's a setback. I think, as you said earlier, this is a decision by the 4 main LGBTQ community centers in Israel: Beersheba, Haifa, Tel Aviv, and Jerusalem. And we have come together to decide that Pride should continue and Pride should go on. Even though in June we will do it virtually, we are definitely hoping to reschedule and be able to do it at August or beginning of September. But, you know, as you said earlier about the schools, and as everyone in Israel and around the world basically feels at the moment, everything is uncertain at the moment. So I don't think it takes Pride back. I think it actually allows, you know, the movement to grow in a way, because there's no more physical element of it. People from Beersheba, from Jerusalem, from Tel Aviv, from Haifa, from every city, from every municipality in Israel will be able to virtually march together and to celebrate all of our accomplishments, but basically, you know, all of the rights we still doesn't have. And as you discussed earlier, and as everyone in Israel is discussing today, with the Supreme Court hearings about that coalition, and with the prospect of a new government, LGBTQ Israelis are still unequal by law, whether it's family law and whether it's safety, whether it's a bunch of other stuff. So we're very positive that we'll be allowed and we'll be made, we'll be able to make Pride this year, meaning something different, and also solidarity with everyone on the front lines of fighting this pandemic.
Eran, we were showing these stunning images, I believe, from last year's event here now. I lived in San Francisco for some period of time recently. Even there, the Tel Aviv event is looked at as the model to people visiting and coming in. I mean, it's an incredible, really world-leading movement to see here now, truly embraced across Israel. I think you've been instrumental in the development of this. Now, can you tell us just briefly how and why has Tel Aviv's event become really the top one in the world?
Well, I think it's a lot of things. But I think what Tel Aviv has found out very smartly is that the city should really be LGBTQ friendly all across the year. And when you do that, you have LGBTQ people going around the world, telling their friends, telling their family, telling their neighbors, you should definitely come and visit Tel Aviv, because it's not just, you know, some media campaign or some hype. It's a real commitment by the municipality, by Mayor Huldai, by decision makers, to make Tel Aviv a haven and a safe space for LGBTQ Israelis. And while you do that, you have a fertile ground to really make a Pride that is meaningful. Of course, the beaches doesn't hurt and the parties doesn't hurt. But I think making that commitment to the municipality, from the municipality to the city and to the LGBT community, I think that's the main thing that Tel Aviv has been able to do. And I think also the support of the state. That still, you know, some people in Israel are very anxious and very saddened that, you know, the state can spend last year around 100 million shekels around the world to advertise Tel Aviv and Tel Aviv Pride, Tel Aviv for LGBTQ tourists, but it still doesn't allow surrogacy for LGBTQ families, and it still discriminates trans people. But I think the municipality has definitely done a lot of things that other cities, including San Francisco, including other cities all across the world, definitely has a lot to learn from. And I think a lot of cities in Israel are watching, and they want to have those tourists too. So I think we'll see this trend from Tel Aviv growing and definitely becoming bigger in the next few years.
Well, good to see it just delayed and not canceled like so many other events around the world, and certainly Tel Aviv leading it. We'll hope it leads to more of the actual change in legislation and way of life, as you're mentioning, not just a moment to celebrate. Thank you very much, Eran Globus, for being with us.